You want to get your kids started in chess, but you don't know where to begin? I'm here to help you out. Hi everyone, I'm Adam Lewis and welcome to Chess You Can. This channel is all about learning how to play chess so that you can share chess with your kids. Now in our last video in this series, we talked all about the rook and how that piece moves and how you can teach your kids about it. If you haven't seen that yet, make sure to check it out. Otherwise, let's talk about the bishop. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is make sure the board is held in the proper way. So make sure that you're holding your board so the light square is on the bottom right here. Always have light on the right. In our first video, we showed you the easiest piece to teach your kid, which is the rook. Be sure to check it out if you haven't already. And for this video, we're going to show you how to teach the bishop to your kid, the second easiest piece. This is what a bishop might look like on your board, and for our purposes, a bishop is going to look like this. And as with the rook, you want to say to your kid, this is how a bishop moves. A bishop can move like this, or like this, or like this, or like this. And again, you won't have green arrows on your screen, so you'll want to actually slide the bishop along the diagonals on your board so they can see it in action. And whether you slide or lift and then place it on the square that you want to put it on, either way is fine. So once you've shown that to them, now say to your kid, okay, show me how you can move the bishop. So your kid should take the bishop and start sliding it across the board. And if they want to use their own bishop and not yours, that's totally fine. But just let them get in the habit and practice of sliding the bishop along the diagonals. Okay, once that's set, you're going to play your first game with them. Take your bishop and put it somewhere like here, and then take another bishop and put it on the board maybe over here. So you place the two bishops on the board, and you want to move your bishop so that in the very next move, they can move their bishop so it's right next to yours. So you say, okay, I'm going to move my bishop. Now can you move to me? And they should take their bishop and slide or lift and drop it right there. And as we saw earlier, if they try and get a little too close to you so they're right on top of your bishop, just gently correct them and show them that every piece has to go on its own space and its own square. So you can come really, really close, but you have to stop before you actually get on top of the other person's square. Okay, so once they've moved their bishop to you, you can reset the bishops a bit and try another position. Maybe have your bishop move over here, and then they move one spot like that. And if they're not quite getting it, it's totally fine. Take your hand, put it on top of their hand, and then move the bishop together. And then once they get it, you're going to want to mix it up a bit. Let me reset the board. Now what you want to do is move your bishop in such a way that they'll have to move their bishop twice to get to where you are. And say, I'm going to move my bishop. Can you move your bishop to me? So they can go like this, and then like this. Or alternatively, they could have gone like this, and then like this. That would also get there. So this can take a little bit of practice, but you want to make sure that they're moving in ways that only a bishop can move. And if they start to get confused, for instance, if they try and make a move like this, whoop, no, that's how the rook moves, not how the bishop moves. So just gently correct them, put the bishop back where it was, and have them move the piece with you to a space over here, and then move over here. So keep practicing this by putting your bishops in various places on the board. And again, patience is key here. Diagonals can be a bit tricky of a thing to see visually, especially if they're on really, really far diagonals, something like this. These look impossibly far apart to a 5-year-old, but with time they'll see. You can move a bishop straight like that. Now you say to your kid, it's time to play a game with the bishops. And this game is called Get Me. So what you want to do for this one, clear the board, and take one of your bishops, place it on a light colored square like right here, and then take the black bishop and make sure you place it on a dark colored square. Doesn't matter which one, as long as the black bishop is on a dark colored square and the white bishop is on a light colored square. And you say to your kid, okay, I want you to get me. I want you to get my bishop. I want you to try to land on the same square as my bishop. And I'm going to keep trying to run away from you. So you move your bishop, and then they get to take a move, and maybe they move like this. And then you get to move up here. And now they take a look, and they're going to get confused because they're going to see where they can go here or here. But they can't get right on your spot. They can come really close, but they just can't get exactly to where you are. And that's what you're showing them here, is a bishop can never come off of its own color. Regardless of the color of the bishop, the color of the square that the bishop is on never changes. So as we see here, the black bishop is on the dark colored square and can only go into dark colored squares. The white bishop is on a light colored square and can only go onto other light colored squares. And that will always be true. The color that a bishop starts the game on is the color that the bishop must always be for the whole game. There's no way that they can ever come off. And it's an important thing for your kid to see. So don't spend too much time in this game because they will get frustrated that they actually can't get you. So it's just to illustrate the point that they have to stay on their colored squares. All right, now it's time to set up the next game to play with bishops. You'll want to set up the board like this, and you explain to your kid that for this game, they have to take their bishop, that's stuck in the corner here, and by moving the bishop in only the way that a bishop can move, they need to get their bishop all the ways over right next to your bishop. So we got to get the bishops together, help the bishop. And you'll see that the way to do this is to go here, and then they can sneak out of the diagonal. They can go back and forth a lot, but the pawns create this barrier that shows how the bishop has to try and get out. You can move the pawns around as much as you want and make all sorts of different boards like this, but the idea is to get your kid to practice moving the bishop in only a way that a bishop can move and make it clear that the bishop can't be hopping over any pieces. It's got these pawns that are blocking it. Now that we've gone over how to use the bishop and the rook from an earlier video, it's time for the queen. So for that video, click right up here and we'll get started. If you're new to Chess You Can, make sure to click the subscribe button here, and I'll teach you how you can learn chess so that you can share chess with your kids. And I'll see you next time.